Hello, all greetings, blessed be. This is Gilles Mancillon, and I come very briefly to speak of the. I speak often of dimension, third dimension, fourth dimension. I just wanted to clarify very briefly to say that the dimension I'm talking about, although most people already are aware of that, are not geometrical dimension. They have nothing to do with the plane and the volumes and the motion through space. No, they are densities of experience that are held together at 0 point, and then we live in a 12-dimensional matrix, if we want to unify it. And so this matrix can be seen from the highest level. Everything's intertwined and interconnected. From a little bit lower level, their dimensions are like kind of stock piled up on top of one another. As you ascend through your chakra system and go beyond that, you can experience the other dimension. But essentially, the first dimension, it started with that. It's the cellular level, the cellular creatures, the monocellular, all the metals, the mineral, of course, this is just a little tiny information in relationship to those realms that are so rich and infinitely great, and which we will discover it a little bit at a time. Then the second dimension, essentially on the physical body. So the first dimension is your cellular world, all your billions of cells that makes up your physical body. The second dimension would be your organics. The organs are like your second dimension. They are completely essential, intelligent function. There is all the second dimension is also the realms of animals. They don't have critical judgment. They live purely sincerely in their reality. They are connected to nature, and also the little children are living in the second dimension until they can develop a critical judgment. But as we grow up, we develop this critical mind, and we create separation so that we become third-dimensional being. And so this third dimension is basically, once we grow, we develop an ego, an individual persona that isn't real, but it's very useful nevertheless, because that helps us to create some a sense of self temporarily, because this self at the end vanishes so the soul can replace it. But in truth, this third dimensional matrix that we call it real, this magnificent holographic matrix, is actually an illusion that's projected by our super consciousness in order to experience those separation and all those molecules, those atoms, those energies, and to live this life. Then the fourth dimension is essentially the world of dream, the astral plane. It is where things are worked out. When you dream, you have a dream. It's usually something you want to work out up there before you see if you want to experience it down there, or maybe you're going and experiencing something there that you wouldn't want to create down here, but you need to release the energy, so your soul gives you this experience of having this nightmare, but without having to implement it into your life. So it is a realm, it's a reservoir, a realm of possibility. If you can dream it, it is possible. So focus on the good dreams, on the positive dream, what you want. And so this fourth dimension is also the realm of emotion. So the emotions are the most essential. It's really the guiding system. They're really wanted. You have to address, to be sensitive to your emotion and realign them to something positive when they are showing you your disalignment. Essentially, the emotions are the fuel of creation. This is what makes us create. Behind all emotion, there is fear, which is separation, or love, which is unity. Every emotion has an underlying force that calls it, because there is very few emotions are neutral, because neutral in emotion there is no emotion, so it is a positive or negative from what I perceive it at this point. But so you want to choose love as and unity and bliss and joy as your fuel for creation, and try to be aware when you're creating unconsciously out of fear, so that you can prevent those manifestations for unfolding in your life, and just stay positive. As we move forward, we ascend into the fourth dimension. The higher we go into that dimension, the more positive and beautiful our dreams become, and so we on the top of the fourth dimension there is the nirvana, the Garden of Eden, the most beautiful dreams before we can merge into the true reality of the divine in the fifth dimension, where everything is interconnected eternally and bliss is a permanent state of being. And so once our mind has been unified in the fifth dimension, our physical reality will also change. We won't be moved, pushed and pulled like we are in the third dimension. If you want to discern between the fourth and fifth dimension messages, for instance from channel, you just see if it's polarized or if it's unified. That should be easy enough. And so, of course, there is 6, 7, 8, many dimensions about that. I will later discuss, if needed, those matrices. But for now, the Earth has chosen the fifth dimension for our destiny, to become crystalline, to become unified, to become whole, to become clean, to become radiant star. And so this will happen. For the planet is not time bound as we are. Our life is far more expensive, and so it will take about 200 years to be fully integrated. If we look in the archangelic projections, but then although it will take 200 years for all the energy to be transmuted into the fifth dimension, you do not want to wait for that to happen. You want to bring that love and unity into your life, into the circumstances of your life, today, now, and the rest of your day, the rest of your life, because the more you can do that, the better your life will be, but also you will be able to anchor those energy into the earth and participate in the creation of that new matrix, that new hologram of the fifth dimension that will be far transcendental. And we can't really, the only way to really see that is to go explore some other planets that already achieved that, but it's really, or to project yourself into the future. So that there are ways that you can already perceive the fifth dimension and how it will manifest on the earth. But for now, just know that your eternal source, you are one with love, one with, be the God you are, act as a God, walk as a God, think as a God, and be as loving as you can. I hope you enjoyed my message, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaskar.